and then YouTube will see it. And make sure everything's going like it should. Okay. Let me say hello all in the chat. Let's give everybody time to get here because I am early. I know that's right. Don't happen too often, do it. I do be on time. So let me see. Let me share my screen. That's what I want you all to see. It's gonna be glorious. Let me go ahead and welcome everybody in. I'm just waiting. I know I'm a little bit early. Better late than never. Let's check Zoom. Think we're good. Let's see if anybody's in here. Okay. I think we're doing okay. And we're getting ready to get started. I know there's a little bit of lag on YouTube. Let me make sure everybody can hear me. Okay. I'm not on mute, so you can't hear me. That's beautiful. All right. I see you online. Thank you. Got some people coming in. Let's go ahead and get everybody admitted in. That's what we got to do. I think everybody's in. Yes, I need to show you all something. Okay. I'm in the meeting, so it should be okay. Can we make this smaller? All right. Hello, everybody. Everybody should be able to see my screen. It is just now 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so I do want to give people a little bit of chance to get in here. But as you are coming in and tuning in, I would like to say thank you. Thank you for your time. All right. Oh, admit all. Why is anybody in the waiting room? I did not know that. Thank you. They're so loud every time muted. Okay. There should be nobody waiting in the waiting room. All right. I think everybody's in. You should be. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, I'm starting to come back. Okay. All right. Thank you all for joining. Yes, this meeting is being recorded, so thank you. Thank you, everybody on YouTube, and to all who will come and watch this later. Thank you for your time. God bless everybody. To God be the glory. Glad you could be here today. We are talking about some very important topics today that we will delve more into over the next coming 2 months, right? So today is a little bit of an introduction and an overview. And later this week, whether that'll be Wednesday or Thursday, we're going to talk more about different models for you all to invest. We're getting ready to talk about farming, where we're talking about business models, how you can take part of it, whether you're a business owner or not, right? Totally up to you, but it is going to happen. All right, so everybody should be able to see my screen. I'll jump back and forth so I can look and see you all on YouTube as well. Thank you for your time. Let's go ahead and get started. Today, what are we talking about? Sowing seeds for growth, not only physically in the soil, but the soil that you in, you, the person, your body, your character, all these things that you want to do. Okay. So we're going to talk about community agriculture. We're going to talk about land investment plans, how you can invest, different ways you can invest. Maybe you're just by yourself and you want to lease. Maybe you want to rent to own. Perhaps you want to do something business wise. Maybe you want to try something out because it's your first time doing it and maybe you don't know. Either way, you're able to do it in various ways, right? That could help you. All business um, is not good business. So I'll say that going forward with a lot of things, when it comes down to working with churches and people, wonderful. We can definitely do that It has to make sense for you as a person, right? The individual and or the business. So I just want to say that. Now, we're gonna go ahead and um start in our prayer, okay? So are you all ready? Sure you are. Let's go. Let's take a moment to pray. Everybody bow your heads, speak to your creator the way you do it. You ready? Let's take a moment to acknowledge the source of all creation and provision, right? Thank you, Heavenly Father. Father God, we thank you for giving us the vision, the wisdom, and the resources to build not only businesses, but kingdom impacting communities. We ask you to bless this land, our hands, our plans, and the people who will be a part of it. Let us be good stewards of what you have placed in our hands and may this project and various projects nourish bodies, minds, and spirits. It is so, it is written. In Jesus' name we ask and say thank you in advance. Amen. Okay, so hang on, y'all. Let me go jump on YouTube so I can see. But I think everybody's good to go here. Okay, we got more people online. Y'all starting to boom back up. I'm glad everybody's starting to wake up now. This is important. I appreciate y'all. What's happening, Mia? Um, yes, we need provision, and we're thankful for the provision that we have. Today is just a very important topic. It's a lot going on in the world. It's a lot going on with people. All right. I just want everybody to know that it gets greater later. All right. Now let's keep going. Um, we're not gonna give up. We're not gonna give out. I don't know if you all know, but life is lifing right now. If you look at the current economy, the prices of everything rising, um, spiritually, more people are becoming more inclined. I don't really know about the young people, but as far as everything else, things are starting to open up as far as our minds and our spirits, right? So, with that being said, today I want to just ask you a couple questions. Have you ever dreamed of owning your own land or growing food or building a business that feeds your family or feed your community, um, or both? Has anybody ever thought about that? Right. So if you're just joining, that's fine. All I did was pray. And I want you all to actually answer these questions, right? Think to yourself, have you ever dreamed of owning your own land? Maybe, maybe not. What about growing your own food? Maybe, maybe not. What about building a business that feeds your family or your community? Have you ever thought about any of these topics? I'm going back and forth so I can look at YouTube as well. All right. So if you have, that's great. We're going to talk about it today. If you haven't, I want to introduce it to you just so you can think about it. I'm not telling anybody here there's something you have to do, nothing like that, right? But that's today's topic. Community agriculture and land investment plans. We're going to talk about different models. Remember, today is just the introduction and more or less an overview. Over the next 2 months, really the next 2 weeks, very heavy, we're going to go over specific plans, right? Before I open this up to the general public, because that's getting ready to happen. I have bigger things coming from this under a nonprofit that I will not share yet, and that's for people who are serious and active investors. All right. So I just want you all to think about that, right? So I used to think land ownership was far out of reach. Oh, it costs too much. Actually, maybe 15 years ago, I wasn't thinking about no land. Like, it's trip times, turn up time. I don't know. I was somewhere doing something, probably well, I wasn't wasting my time, but I was in the military. I wasn't thinking along the lines of ownership and things like that I think now, right? So thank God for wisdom, becoming a better person, growth, maturity, however you want to say it. But at that time, I was just thinking of self-sustaining. I don't know if you know it or not, right? And I don't want to be preaching Nisha today. You're not here to do it all by yourself. No business is going to run with just one person. Even if you don't have a business, you're not put on this earth not to have relationships with other people. It's what you're here for, right? So whether you're reading the Bible, the Torah, or the Holy Quran, don't really matter what you're doing, okay? Or whoever Tina Turner them was talking to. you're going to be talking to somebody, is basically what I'm saying. All right. So I used to think like, oh, it's out of reach. Well, if you all know anything about inflation, everything is doing what? Prices are currently rising. And if you don't own, you're going to pay the price, right? Um, Tennessee is out of control. They want the price of things that's in California, but that's neither here nor there. But it's not right, right? So you don't have to own everything to build something powerful, is what I want to tell you all today. You can get started no matter where you are with what's in your hand. And that's what we're going to talk about today and discuss to see how they could help you, right? How this could benefit you, whether you're doing it personally, whether you're doing it as a business, both. You want to figure it out first. Maybe you want to try it first. Today's the day for you. That's what I'm telling you. All right. So today's example, I made up a form and called it Shanisha's Farm. Clearly, this form will not be that, but because of intellectual property, I have to give you all examples and, you know what I mean, just make up a name, right? Because if you're not going to be invested and be a part of it, you wouldn't need to know the name. Plain and simple. Um, so today we're going to use the fictitious form of Shanisha's Farm, right? So I can explain and show you a model for leasing land, sharing opportunity, and keeping ownership in the community, right? And then later this week, we're going to go over some other models, right? So I don't want to take too long. Sowing seeds for growth. Whether you're sowing seeds, whether you're speaking, whatever you're giving, whatever's in your hand, however you're utilizing your seeds, okay? Growth. That's what this is about. All right. Now, at Shanisha's Farm, our vision is clear, right? We're building self-sustaining communities through agriculture, land access, and small business ownership. Is it all three? Absolutely, right? Because part of the land can be used for business or businesses, right, of different types and different models. We will go through that. That's why I say I break things down. Um, Today is just the overview. Now, land access, some people don't want to own land. You know what I mean? Billy Bob might not Billy Bob or somebody may not want to go outside and cut their grass. Maybe they want to lease some land, right? For a certain amount of time just to see if they can try it out to see if they like it. That's fine. Some people may want to rent. So it is a difference between the two. The lease is usually longer. Renting, you can do different stuff, right? Versus whether you have a business or personal or not. We'll get into that another day. Today is just the overview. All right. So we're going to talk about building self-sustaining communities through agriculture, land access, and small business ownership. As I stated before, that we will be talking about more things in depth later at a later time with the proper investors and those you who all are here that will invest later with a nonprofit. I won't go in that today because that's not up for debate and discussion right now, right? But later this week, we will be talking about Georgia and we will be talking about South Carolina. Great things coming in that aspect and how you can invest or be potentially a part of that. And there will be other states later. No need to talk about it now. Where the land is acquired, that's when you'll know. All right. So with that being said, these different type of projects and models that I'm going to tell you about, they help people or everyday people grow food, build businesses, and generate wealth from the land, right? Without needing to buy it outright. So I'm not asking anybody to purchase anything. I'm not asking you something, period. But if you want to invest and be a part of something bigger and better, I'm just telling you what's available to you. It's nothing that you have to do, okay? Because there's nothing you have to do at all. So I just want you all to know that there will be more coming at a later time. Now, that's the vision, right? The mission. This is to help you empower yourself, empower your family. I don't care who you are, right? You could be a veteran, you could be a police officer, you could be a doctor, you could be Brenda that owns the car shop. It wouldn't have made a difference. All right. By providing access to land and sustainable business activity, opportunities. All right, or activities. So here's an overview of a potential agriculture plan. Remember, this is fictitious because I needed to be able to give you examples so you can understand and get a brighter and bigger picture of it. All right. So let's say we have 20 acres of land, right? On about 20 acres of land. And I bought it outright, so I don't owe anything, okay? Right? So if I divide the land and lease plots, right? Whether that's rent to own or leasing or outright letting people purchase plots, that can be a better thing for people because guess what? You might have didn't have the $100,000 to go acquire some land, but maybe you can rent out a plot for $200 a month. Maybe you can lease something for 2 years. You know, some people may need to see something for 3 months versus going heavy into something for 2 years. Totally up to you. Maybe you want to do it personally and learn how to grow food and then, take what you make and go home. Or maybe you want to get a contract with a grocery store or something and do it that way. Or potentially a farmer's market. Sky's the limit, people. I'm just giving you examples. Something like that. That's the difference in it, right? So whether you want to grow food, chase chickens around and billy goats and stuff, or maybe build tiny homes or put solar panels out there. I don't know. It wouldn't make a difference. Maybe you want to make your own flea market. You can just create a small business. Totally up to you. All right. So the ideas and the models I'm going to tell you today will show you how this next few projects, two of them that I'm working on, will keep control of the land and you can get a low cost, high value opportunity space to grow. Right. So stick along with me and it's going to help you out. Like I said, we have some things coming with the nonprofit. I'm not going to speak on that because when it comes, it's going to be beautiful and you'll see it then. All right. That's why I've been telling you all since January. We've been here since January. Get your mind right, start paying stuff off, put something to the side, be ready to invest, do whatever you want to do, whether that's with me or somebody else. That's totally up to you. All right. So here's an example, right? Of plot options and pricing. Right. So for example, right. So if I had 20 acres, right, remember I paid 100K for it. It's more. So say somebody comes along and they want to lease a fourth of an acre, a garden plot for $150 a month. Maybe they didn't have the money to buy it, but guess what? For a fourth of an acre, they can see whether they like it or not, pay $150 and come plant whatever they need or raise some chickens or do something in that area, right? They might be planting flowers. I don't know, whatever you feel like doing, right? So if you lease monthly, that's $100. Say they want to rent to own, maybe that's $200 a month. These are examples, all right? Or if you wanted to outright purchase, it could be $3,000, right? So then same thing with half an acre. Monthly lease, 175. Rent to own, $350 a month. If you purchase outright, $5,000, right? An acre, $300 a month to lease. $600 a month rent to own. You purchase it outright, $8,500. This is made up, I'm just telling you, so you can see the different options you could potentially have with the projects that we have coming up. I will not be releasing any intellectual property or telling personal valuable information over a live YouTube and Zoom without knowing who's properly vetted and who's going to actually do it. Today is an overview, so I can give you examples so that you can see it. All right. So, um, and then on top of this, right? Some people like rent to own with payments over 3 years. That's fine. Okay. Everybody's not walking around with $1,000 in the bank. Maybe you're not sure you want to do something like this and you want to try it on a monthly lease, right? I want to do 3 months, 6 months, something like that, or go month to month. Totally up to you. What if you never grown food before? Or you never planted flowers or chasing chickens around this coop or something? I don't know. Whatever it is, you may want to feel your way through it. That's why you have these different various models. All right. Also, we will provide add-ons like fencing, garden beds, water access, and even coops, right? Coop kits. So if I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not going out there chasing no billy goats and nothing else running around, okay? Sheep or whatever you have out there. I'm not gonna do it, right? And we talking about just like small stuff, all right? You're not bringing the cows over there. You're not bringing horses, like it's just not gonna get too wild, okay? Because This is not Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch. Everything's not going to be available over here. We're more so talking about gardening, something like that, something small that, you know what I mean? And chickens are okay and goats are okay. Other than that, hey, that might require a different conversation. However, think of it like land as a service. All right. You pay for space and then we handle the infrastructure. That's the best way I can tell you. Right. You pay for the space. And if you want to come in and you want to have a green room and not a green room, but a garden space. We're gonna have aquaponics, like it's gonna get crazy, right? And it's already there. The equipment is put up for you. You maybe you don't know how to use it. We're gonna offer classes. You're gonna learn how to find out how to do this. It's gonna be a beautiful evolution. Just saying, right? So now that you understand that you pay for space and we handle the infrastructure, let me keep moving. So here are some investment opportunities, potential, right? Just so you know, let's say your cousin wants to raise chickens, all right? And she leases a half an acre plot, right? She leases a half an acre plot and she adds a $700 coop, a little chicken coop, right? That's fine. More than likely, I would have had the coop out there anyway. Now listen, she sells eggs to neighbors, and she also wanted to sell eggs at our farm store. In case I didn't tell you, FYI, there will be a store on site. That's right. You know how y'all like to go to farmers markets and things like that? I would say do both. Sell them at the store, sell them at the farmers market. We're gonna have state of the art vending. It's gonna be crazy, right? I won't say too much, but I'm telling you. All right. You see the stuff that I have listed here. Aquaponics and fish farming, chicken. They need chicken for everything, y'all. Y'all know y'all love chicken, but people need eggs. Y'all know how high eggs are? Help yourself. If you want to do government contracts with eggs, you can do it. And you don't even need a government contract. You can contract with other stores. You can contract with farmers markets, different people. If they know you, they might want to come buy some eggs from you. That's all I'm saying. So um, later this week, we'll talk about more of tiny homes and domes and camping and glamping and all this other stuff. That's for South Carolina. That's another time. We'll talk about that later this week. I'm just putting it here so you will be able to see it. All right. Um, events and retreat spaces and centers and all kind of stuff. Yeah, it's a beautiful life. And then we'll talk about that more about how you can invest and potentially be a part of it. Some people want to invest and have return of interest on what they invested. They don't want anything to do with the business, just they want to help build it and then receive money back or shares each month or annually or however you want to get it, right? Some people want to invest in farming and they don't want to come out there and touch anything. They want to help you. They will fund you to get everything you need with the farming. And then whatever you harvest and sell, they want like 10% of the profit. They never run out of money because they're already going to get some type of money back. So that's for later this week. I'm just giving you the examples right now, right? Whether it's compost or fertilizer production, it could be a million and 10 things, right? Like I said, I'm not going to tell you everything here today because that's my intellectual property, but great things are coming, right? So I'm giving you all the little, giving it to you so you can understand it, so you can see it. All right. So if your cousin wants to raise chickens, then she leases a half acre plot and then she adds a $700 coop. All right. She sells eggs to her neighbors and at the farm store. She doubling her money. All right. Within 12 months, she earns over $4,000. She only paid $2,000 in rent. She doesn't have to take care of you take care of the equipment, but she didn't have to purchase it. Everything was in her leasing option or her renting option. All right. That's sustainable income rooted in the land, right? So if she want to come there every 2 days or once a week to come check on her, I don't know, maybe she growing tomatoes, cabbages or something. It take a little while to do it. And her sprinkler system is on and she's fine. And it's inside her greenhouse. What does she have to worry about? Or perhaps maybe she can come every 2 weeks. And then she has one of the staff there at the farm to go in and check her stuff and take pictures and send it to her on the app so she can see the quality of what she has planted to see if anything is wrong. Just telling you, different viable options for different people, right? But there's still sustainable income. This is for people who are new at farming. And you don't even have to call it farming, but if you want to grow some green tomatoes, I mean, this is your time to do it. If you want to grow watermelons, have at it. So you want to do some onions and peppers or something and sell them and dice them up or something, that's up to you. But you would have the ability to do it, whether you're leasing, whether you're renting, or if we open it up to own and you can just do a certain price, right? Rent to own. Cool. That's what this is about. All right. And I'll tell you already, we've already had interest from teachers, veterans, and single parents who want to do what? They want to teach their kids about growing food. They want to build different businesses, right? Or some people simply want to be in a network with other people so they can trade. Okay, you growing pumpkins, this one's growing tomatoes, somebody else growing cabbage, somebody else growing turnip greens, somebody else growing cucumbers, or maybe you have a mixture. Maybe you want to sell um vegetable boxes or something. I don't know. Make it up. Everybody's right there with a nice network. Think about it. Everybody goes to the grocery store to buy most of their food. It's a recall on something every week at Walmart, Food City, or Bilo, whatever it's called nowadays. Um, it's always something going on. If the government shut down today and the grocery store is closed, what are you going to do? So this is just things that you need to talk about, right? That we're trying to express and help other people have the opportunity to invest or become a part of. You don't need 100 acres, right? You can do something on a fourth of an acre, a half an acre, or 1 acre. You can do a whole lot, right? And you'll start to see that with visual pictures and things like that later this week and in the next 2 weeks. Um, so all you need is just a quarter an acre and a solid plan, and hey, life is good. That's all I can tell you. Let me check YouTube to see the comments. Yeah, they out of control. Prices are out of control. It is the smartest thing to do. It's a beautiful thing. You better chase chickens when Trump done cut out the snacks. Listen, it's hard in the yard for the people. I don't know if you all know it. Maybe you don't feel it yet, but you will. Because since I came back to America and I go to the grocery store and can't buy two things without it being over $150, ridiculous. The cost of living is going up for housing. The cost of food is insane. Um, get the cluck and they better do something. You better get up out of there. That's all I know to tell you. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, these type of things happen, and I want you all to be able to pay attention to this stuff because you know what I mean. Like it's very important. So let me tell you about some of the different types of investments and use cases that could potentially work for you. Maybe, maybe not. This is not for everybody. I'm not here to sell you a dream. I'm not telling you you need to do it with me. I'm telling you to open your mind and think about it. I don't care who you do it with. We need to come into community and collaboration to become a better people. It's very expensive out here. So sharing is caring. I'm just sharing the information. Do with it with you what you will. Okay. Now, this isn't just about farming because, like I said, everybody's not a farmer, but I'm happy about it. Yeah, show me how to, maybe you want to learn how to do canned food, how to jar food. Maybe you want to learn better recipes, healthier food. Maybe you want to learn how you can juice. Or, hey, they selling cut up chives and onions and stuff at the store for $4 for something this small, right? Start thinking about it like that, right? Maybe you don't want to do farming at all. Well, guess what? We're gonna have other options, right? Maybe you want to do um fresh produce stores. Maybe you want to say you want to cater food or something like that, but you just need a kitchen or a place to keep your refrigerated goods. We're gonna have a lot of things there. Maybe you're into cooking. You're not trying to come outside and deal with the farming. Maybe you want a garden and you don't want to. I'm not sitting around getting dirty all day, putting dirt in my nails. Okay, well, we're gonna have different types. Yes, that's right. The towers, um, like I say, I'm telling you a lot without telling you a lot. It's going to be a beautiful evolution, right? Have you all had to try to have a wedding or have a birthday party or have something and they want an insane amount of money? You can't bring in your own food, or they want to charge you $12,000 just for food, for people to eat. You don't know these people and you don't want any nasty food. Maybe you need to have something one time for Zeta beta, right? Or SGRO. I see y'all on here. Um, something, right? Whether it's with your sorors or with your whoever, all right? And maybe you want to have granny a birthday party, all right? You're not trying to pay $7,000 just to rent something for the day. Well, we're gonna have better stuff for you. That's right. That's right. We're talking about retreats, events. Yes, beautiful, right? Maybe you're into cabins and RVs, right? And you want somewhere to pull your cabin or your RV while you're driving or something like that. That's cool. Maybe you're going glamping. I want to go to a dome or something. That's coming later this week. All right. So whatever you want to do, if you want to sell it there on the land, there will be a store, there will be a market. You can go to the fresh produce market. You can have your own app and do something online. Sky is the limit, right? So that's the ideas we're giving out today. So some other ways that people can do it, because we have a mobile app. It's about to get greater for you. Okay. A whole lot greater for you. So we have apps that let people invest in crops remotely. You know what I'm saying? They could be in Alaska or in Antarctica if they felt like it and they want to invest in your crops. And maybe they want to receive a certain payout every 3 months, annually, whatever, every 3 months, semi-annually, whatever. It could be right. They would be able to do that too. And if you don't want to have somebody investing in it, you want to keep all your proceeds to yourself and just pay your monthly payment, do it. I'm just telling you, you can scale larger. The options are there. So these are the things we will be going more into. Just imagine like sponsoring a tomato harvest from Atlanta, right? And watching it grow on your phone. That's where we're headed. You see what I'm saying? So even if you don't want to plant yourself, but you want to invest in somebody who's there that's already planting, and you want to buy other seeds and buy crops, and this particular person is planting them, you don't have to know them, right? So if we have corn, tomatoes, potatoes, beans, greens, whatever the little commercial said, you can click on it within this app. I'm going to put $20 towards each of them, right? We're making up numbers. Okay, well, as that particular plot sells to people, you get a interest on it, and it's paid out monthly, every 3 months, or once a year, however you want to get it for shares, right? So totally up to you. These are the type of things that we have coming. That's what I want you to know. So everybody not gonna be out there. I don't want you to think you got to be digging in the ground with shovels and this back breaking work. Some of this stuff are right on towers with the seeds and the soil. Maybe you want to do it, maybe you don't. Maybe you don't want to do nothing with food at all. That's why I just told you. Maybe you have a business. Maybe you're into cooking. Maybe you got a food truck. Okay. Maybe you do hair. Maybe you do nails. Put your business out there. People need haircuts. Everybody I know always need their eyebrows and their hair or something done. Your nails and your feet, reflexology, it could be anything. A business is a business, but we're going to have a nice business front. It's going to be everything you could think of and then some, right? You know how you all like to go to Costco's or Sam's and you can go in and get everything? Imagine that. But on the other side, just like you go to Costco's or Sam's, you can go in and get food and pizza and all this. We're going to have farm to table. It's going to be a beautiful experience. Maybe you want to go fishing without fishing. You're going to have fish ponds in the back. You can have it scooped up. They can fillet it. They can cook it. They can grill it. Whatever. Uh, Shake it down. Bobby, Ralph, Ricky, or Mike. It wouldn't make a difference, right? But you could do it. That's all I'm telling you. Okay. Now, wait a minute. Let's keep pushing. I'll go to application in a minute. Let me just tell you some community benefits, right? This model creates jobs. This helps young children, right? The ones I'm talking about right now are in Georgia and in South Carolina. You'll start learning locations later as you participate if you do. Not a moment before then, but the states are Georgia and South Carolina. Okay. This is creating jobs for people. It could, I don't know, you might have a business. It might be a job for one of your employees. Who knows? This creates food security. This is going to create affordable housing. I ain't even talk about that yet. We finna get to it. Um, this is going to help with entrepreneur training. That's right, retreats and training, whether that's with aquaponics, whether that's with um ergonomy. It's going to be a lot of things out there, whether that's with gardening, business courses, spiritual courses. You want to come out there and, you know what I mean, woosah and have a good time. Maybe you're having a party, maybe you're having a wedding, maybe you just want to go to the cabins and not be bothered with 10 other people and the bears coming to bother you. We got you. All right. And we're going to do more about ownership opportunities, right? Without displacement. Y'all remember layaway back in the day? It's similar to that, but you're going to be on time, you're going to pay it, and it's going to be application process and requirements. This is nothing hard, but you have to be able to be trusted, and we have to make sure things are right, right? So I just want you to know we're keeping the land community led and kingdom minded. Everything here is kingdom, right? Under our creator. So I'll just say that. Okay, hold on, let me check YouTube to see what anybody's saying. Let's see. Yeah, so nobody's forcing anything. If you want to stay with what you got, stick with it. If you know somebody else, go with them. I'm just asking that you all get into some type of community or collaboration, whether it's with a church, whether it's with a nonprofit, whether it's your best friend or your family coming together. I don't know. Times are getting hard. I'm not here selling a dream. I'm not selling you anything. Only the right people will be a part of it. There's nothing I have to speak. That's just what I know. Okay. Um, Benjamin Franklin's green ones. That's it. Yes. So it's a lot that's happening in the world. I want you all to know that, but we have options. So with that being said, let's get into the application and some of the requirements. This will be different for each one, right? So if you're doing the gardening or you're doing the renting or to rent to own or leasing or buying outright, it's different for everybody. Today was just the overview to help you understand what's coming. So when I started explaining it, that you would be able to see it. Another reason is you should know some of this stuff, right? So I want you to know what to expect. A lot of people just get crazy when you say an application fee. Well, if you're going to be around children, we have to make sure, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're leasing land, we can't put Sarah over there with Billy, who went to jail for SA, that type of assault. I can't say too much because I don't know what YouTube got going. But you understand what I'm saying? Or if you got a problem and Timmy touching kids, then not over here, you're not. Okay. And cameras will be working well. Security will be enforced. Certain things you must know. Okay. Because some people, and I'm not mad. If you're ex-felon or something happened, that's okay. As long as it ain't dealing with, something crazy with women and children. Okay. We're not going around looking for Tupac's kids. Thugs are not coming in here. This is a corporate business and it will be treated as such. So that's all I'm saying today. Nothing negative, but this is why there is an application fee, right? With that saying, with that being said, it is non-refundable. However, say you have an application fee of 150, right? We're just using this for example, and you're leasing land for 300 a month. You don't have any problems, nothing's on your background, you were telling the truth about everything. You can take that same $150 for the application fee and it can be used towards your rent. Now you only owe $150 more. You see what I'm saying? But say we get somebody, Brenda, and she was lying and something's on her record, right? That she's not supposed to be around a certain demographic of people. Well, Brenda's not getting the money back because this is why you have to go through things, right? So I'd rather just people tell the truth and be who they are and do what they got to do. All right. Proof of ID and income. That's not with everything, right? So if you're going to pay your 3 months up front, we need to see your ID to know who you are. So when you come there, you can go to your plot and do what you do. But I wouldn't need to see your income for that, right? But if you're going to lease a tiny home or something like that, yeah, we need to know that you can pay it because if you don't, there's stipulations for that. Like you wouldn't be there. So same thing you do if you were renting a house, okay? Not that hard, people. Um, Land use proposal, right? So background checks are important, okay? Killers are among you, all right? So you won't be over there. I'll tell you that now. Um, there will be a requirement for people who are coming, all right? If you're in Chattanooga, Tennessee, you see what just happened with Tyner and everybody else. You won't be in there with the rah-rah at all. Security will be enforced. You're not walking around with pants sagging and Oh, you can't tell somebody how to dress. You can bet your bottom dollar it's going to be in your contract. Okay, whoever's walking around, they don't need to see you behind. You're not bringing boom boxes. You're not going to turn this into the Carnival Cruise Line. None of that. We want professional business people. All right. I don't care if you're in there in jeans and a t-shirt, sweatshirt, and you gardening. I could care less. It's just the appearance of certain stuff some people do is very much, it's inappropriate. We want to make this a safe environment for all people, including children. Okay. So you're not going to come in there throwing up the alphabet and just certain stuff will not be tolerated. So that's why the background check is there. Certain things apply. If you come to the restaurant, you're not going to have people on the speakerphone and you're cursing and, you know, we're not going to treat this like it's the airport. So with that being said, I want to keep going, but you all understand. There will be a land use proposal because some people like to sublease and do all type of stuff to other people. You will not do it here. You're going to do it, or whoever's under your lease agreement that you have on there that's going to show proof of ID as well. This is not for any and everybody. You know how like some people go rent an apartment and then they can use Airbnb and rent it out? You won't be able to do that. There will be no subleasing for anything. Um, I'm not that hard up. If you need to, I have a team of people. If you need to get out of your lease or something like that and something's happening, that's fine. But subleasing and 17 of your cousins moving in, no, no, no. None of that would happen. That's why it will be um in a proposal and documents that you will sign before then, right? So that's why it's good to have first month plus a deposit for leasing or 500 down for rent to own. This is an example, all right? Because if you're leasing for gardening, that's different. But if you're leasing for properties, um, say a tiny home or a cabin or a retreat or something that weekend, that's fine. Same stipulations you face when you go um, on VRBO or Airbnb. You can't have a party over here. Don't come over here smoking marijuana. Like certain stuff that you already know. We wouldn't want that there either. Okay, so good, safe environment is all I'm saying. This shouldn't be scaring anybody because you should know that you'll be in a safe and secure environment. All right, and you can relax and nothing's gonna happen. And will there be cameras there? Yes. I mean, not in the bathrooms and nothing crazy, but yes, there will be cameras there on the property. Why? Because somebody want to act up, we're gonna have you from all angles, including satellites. All right. So let's keep going with rules and expectations, right? This isn't a free for all. You know how us sometimes like to do. All right. You must actively use your plot. You're not going to pay for a plot for 3 months and then you only come out there once in the 3 months. And now you got weeds and tweeds and all kind of stuff growing. That's crazy. All right. No illegal use or subleasing or subletting. So none of that's going to happen. I just went over that. You're not going to come out there and start building other stuff and start putting stuff up. Structures must be approved, right? So you know how some places have HOA fees and things like that. We're not going to have HOA fees. We're going to have somebody out there every day. You're not going to put abandoned cars in the yard. You're not, Susie's got her kids, Barbie dolls outside in dirty Jeeps and weeds are growing through it. None of that's going to happen because you're going to put it up. It's going to be clean. It's not going to be trash dumped everywhere. And some places there's going to be no animals. That's right. I know it hurts some people. All right. So some people, they really do. Maybe it's PTSD. Some people just nothing wrong with them. Certain places will be for dogs and certain places won't be. Okay. Other people have allergies or something else. In certain places, you're not bringing cats, dogs, or ducks or nothing in there. Okay. I'm just going to tell you the truth. So RVing and stuff like that, and you got an animal that, hey, great. You think you bringing a dog into this barndominium? Not going to happen. Certain stuff I just will not do. All right. You're going to have to leave Lucky and Sandy at the house. That's up to whoever want to do it. I just need to put that out there. I don't have anything against the animals, but certain things animals would not be able to partake in it. You would need to leave your animals at home and do what you got to do. All right. But you're not going to sublease either. If you have a plot, please come use it. Now, I'm not coming around to your tiny home to see whether you're in there. If you're paying it and the grass, maybe you don't want to cut the grass. They can cut the grass for you. Add it in there for a nominal fee. Beautiful. See that? Just keep clean. That's it. That's all I'm asking. Um, Maybe you say, hey, I don't want to pay too much light bills. Good. Solar power. We encourage that. And we will be working on that too as well. Right? So, and eco-friendly practices, a lot of this stuff is coming. I'm just telling you how great this is. So, our goal within the company is to create model forms and spaces that honor the land and the creator, right? So, model farms and model spaces. So, whether you need a home, whether you're trying to grow food, whether you just want to do a business and lease out a space for that, whatever it could be, you will be able to do it. Okay? So, as I said, no refunds on the deposits. The deposits and all this stuff will be different. Today was just a fictitious example. Land must be actively maintained. All structures, you're not building anything over there, so we don't even need to go through that, right? And if you did, could we speak about it? Yes. If it's going to benefit the land, great. If not, we're just not letting Timmy and Susie come build anything on the land. That doesn't happen. Okay, so eco and solar solutions are encouraged. That is en route. I can say that much. All right. So now that I've said everything today for the overview, let me go ahead and give you a real life scenario, right? So Shanisha's farm model. This is fictitious. I'm just giving you an example. All right. So I bought 20 acres for 100K. That's right. Right here on the screen, I told you I divided it into 55 plots. But anyway, I got another one. Just go with this one. I divided the land into 42 lease plots. I can lease those each year and get a return in revenue. If I want to build a store or vending machines or other events or cabins, this is going to help to reinvest. And it wouldn't be me. I'm talking about a particular business, intellectual property. I just can't say it right now. Um, but next week is well, not next week. Wednesday is going to be beautiful. We're going to talk about investor tiers, how people can help fund buildings or crops to earn a share, just different things, right? This keeps land ownership in your hands, but it opens you up to be able to receive income and help you build your purpose for yourself or for others. All right. So here on the screen, what you see is an example. So if I bought 20 acres for 100K and I wanted to divide it into 55 plots, whether it's lease and rent to own, that can generate monthly income, right? Or if I wanted to outright sell it, they can help with capital. Or say everybody comes there and they do a certain amount for a certain amount of years. You can open community markets, put you can allow vendors to come out, have events, fundraising, work with nonprofits, work with churches, whatever it could be. Something spiritual, something good, right? Events could be hosted there, tours could be operated there. There will be educational programs. Like I said, I'm not going to say too much about that because of intellectual property, but it is en route and it's closer than you think. So we're probably within the next month, I'll be speaking more about that with the actual factuals of who wants to do it. And we will be on a private Zoom for you all who want to participate in that. But you don't have to have $7,000, $2,000 and anything like that. We're really going to start at 150 to 300. Everything's going to be there set up for you already. Which one do you want to do? If you don't like it, you're not locked in, but that'll free up the space for somebody else. Right now, all we're doing are the apps and getting that tidied up and getting that together. When you see it, you will be surely shocked and amazed, right? So whether you're growing tomatoes or growing a legacy, you can do that with us. And with us, the business name and all this stuff will be delivered at the proper time. Everything here is kingdom rooted and kingdom building, right? And then with the nonprofit, will there be tax benefits? Absolutely. 100% there will be tax benefits. Now, if you're working with a church or a 501c3, or if you have your own business, of course, you're going to have more tax benefits, right? But in the state of Georgia, yeah, they also have other uh, benefits. So I can get more into that if you would like Wednesday and just give you more examples, but absolutely. That's why I hope everybody has all their stuff together so this can help you, right? And we do invite other people to join, right, as they learn more. Maybe you have you work with a nonprofit, maybe you know um some teachers or leaders or I don't care who they are, okay? Anybody that's professional and has good etiquette. Maybe you're in contact with some farmers. Maybe you know some people who own restaurants or stores, anybody. It's not a problem, right? Maybe some people just want to invest. Maybe some people just want to have their part of the land and sit down and do whatever they're going to do. But absolutely, there will be tax benefits. I will go over that more Wednesday. So next time we're going to talk about tax benefits, how to use apps to run and scale your business if you want to be a part of this, how to invest in different types of models, um, and how others can, right? Not just you, other people too. Then, where to start, the pricing, the platforms, investor tiers, how to build a digital and physical ecosystem for your community. That's a lot to be trying to do in one time, but that's why I said the next 2 weeks would be um, beneficial, right? Really the next 2 months, but the next 2 weeks, you're going to know a whole lot more. And then I'll reveal a whole lot more. But the people who do it actually and are in the private Zoom, that's who will be able to experience and see everything. And I'm not charging anything for it. If you want to do it, you would do it. If you don't, you don't. I've already prayed. The good Lord above knows. I know he would send me the right people and the right resources. That's it, and that's all. Right? I have some professionals that want to speak. Okay. That's not a problem either. See what I'm saying? And I have a few out of Indiana. It doesn't matter the state. It doesn't matter the location. And virtually we can meet anywhere. I do have some stuff going on in Georgia, um, Alabama, just in the South, in Florida as well. So that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Get greater later. I hope you all been paying attention. And that's why I said to do this, you don't have to have a business, but tax savvy, this is beneficial for you. And that's not to say that Tennessee won't be in there, but it's just not right now. We're working on some other things, my team and I. So that's the way it goes, right? So applications are getting ready to be released in Georgia, Alabama, and South Carolina. Tennessee's en route, but just not right now, right? So I grew up seeing people lease land just to survive. We're not here to survive, right? We're flipping that. Now we're leasing to thrive. Don't worry. The land is owned. So that part is fine. So whether you're a teacher, it could be a truck driver, or a tired entrepreneur ready to make a change. This land and these opportunities are for you. All right. So thank you for your attention. Thank you for your time and your energy today. I'll be here. I'm getting ready to check YouTube to see if you all have said anything. May the seeds we plant now grow into something that feeds generations, right? We need each other now more than ever. Community and collaboration. That's the only way you're going to multiply and regenerate is by doing that. And that's what we're doing. Um, so I'm gonna leave it open for about 3 minutes to see if anybody got something to say. But if not, I thank you for your time. I'll see you next time. And don't forget, your land may not be in your name yet, right? But it's on the way. But your vision is already rooted, kingdom minded with all things. Let me check YouTube. But I do thank you all for your time and what you got going on. Yeah, I name them dogs anything. Yeah, yeah. Just sometimes people do too much bringing animals everywhere. But for barndominiums and luxurious places and some of the stuff we're gonna have, they're not gonna be able to bring the dogs into the store. And that's unsanitary to me right now. We're not gonna do that with the handicapped people and stuff. Maybe they got something going on. If you blind or something, like the boy that was dealing in major pain, that's not a problem. But that German Shepherd or whatever you're gonna have outside gonna have to wait, and we can glad to get it for you. We will have other services where we can deliver or bring it to people who maybe they have dogs for whatever reason, right? If you got anxiety, don't worry about bringing the dog in the store because you're not coming in the store, so you won't have any anxiety. We'll bring it to you. We're working on apps now that they will be able to purchase whatever you need right there online. Yes, indeed. Okay, because you're not bringing the cats, the dogs, the pigs, or nothing to come walking in certain stuff, right? I know they're able to take them on airplanes, and you won't be releasing any other animals where we are. Now, for the RVs and the glamping and stuff, we may have one or two that will allow dogs on that side with a fence. Nobody's running loose. Okay, I don't know whose animals are clean or not, but there's just not something that me and the team agreed on that that's not going to happen. So I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. You know, if you got the dogs, you might want to leave them at home. And the cats, you know, they, at this point they walking around with monkeys and tarantulas, whatever it is, it's not coming. All right. So it better I'd rather be safe than sorry. All right. Now if they handicap, things like that, we will have a handicap accessible unit. Something like that we will accommodate because, you know, we need to take care of that part, but we'll bring it to you. We're not walking around no market and store bringing the animals inside. Okay. Lucky and Charlie gonna have to be tied up somewhere else, roaming in the gate because they will not be outside. That's right. Sorry about that, but I do want to tell you the truth. All right. Let me look on Zoom to see if anybody got anything. Thank everybody for the time. To God be the glory for everything. If y'all need anything, let me know. We'll be back Wednesday, 7 p.m., talking about more tiers and investors. Oh, what a beautiful time. All right. So this give you all something to think about, fire yourself up for. If you don't know, share it with somebody. Okay. So there's that. Like I said, it's an intellectual property. I can't say too much, but thank you. Thank you for your time. God bless you. I'll wait for another minute or two and y'all let me know. Thanks. Okay. Thank you. Thank y'all on YouTube. Big salute. See y'all later. And anybody you all know, hey, they need to come to YouTube and subscribe. They need to um join the group. They can see all this in instant replay at any time. Not a problem. All right. Thank you. I'm so until all right now. I appreciate it. Thank y'all. Love. All right. Man, we out of here. I appreciate y'all. Where's Zoom so I can stop this?